What is a family unit? Traditionally, a family unit used to be thought of as a husband, wife and children. Anything different to this was thought to be outside the norm. However, society's views have changed considerably over the last few decades, and the idea that there is only one usual family unit has been dismissed. Many people have just one parent for all or part of their lives, and quite a number of families have two parents of the same sex. What can be very upsetting is when that unit, however it was originally made up, changes. This is often when two parents can no longer happily live together, or indeed when a one-parent family is later joined by another partner. It is these changes which are often difficult and upsetting to deal with. Were things better in the past? In previous times, in many countries, beliefs and religions, it was very difficult or even impossible to divorce. Marriage was held as a sacred as well as legal commitment, and a bond that was not to be broken. Of course, this did not necessarily mean that marriages were happy ones, and children were often trapped within very difficult circumstances. In 2018, 42% of marriages in the United Kingdom ended in divorce, and 1 in every 3 children under the age of 16 experiences their parents splitting up. This shows how very common separation and divorce is. Divorce and separation for young people. Separation means that one partner has left the marriage, and usually the home, but in the eyes of the law, the two are still legally married. Divorce means that the marriage has been legally dissolved and the partners are no longer legally bound together. Separation often leads to divorce, but not always. Sometimes, time apart from each other gives the couple a chance to think calmly and carefully about what they want for the future. They may decide they want to stay together. Equally, in a very small number of cases, a couple who divorce very occasionally decide to remarry each other. Marriage counselling. Some couples go to marriage counselling or mediation, which means that they go to talk to each other with an independent person present to help to keep the conversation calm and fair. Sometimes, through these discussions, the couples have the chance to say what has been bothering them and the opportunity to listen to the other's point of view. This understanding can help to solve the problems in the marriage. The key organisation for this type of discussion is called Relate.
So where does this leave the young people? Quite often, parents try to hide their marriage problems from their children because they love them and don't want them to be upset. Unfortunately, because young people tend to be very good judges of character and have an understanding that things are not right within the family, this lack of communication can cause more problems than it solves. Normal responses to family problems. Firstly, there is no normal. Feelings can vary from intensely upset to really relieved, depending on the circumstances and the individual child. Different children within the family unit may view things in completely different ways, siding with opposite parents or coping with change in a different way. What you feel is totally individual to you and may include sadness, distress, worry, fear about the future, feelings of bereavement and a sense of loss, anger, relief, confusion, hopefulness, guilt, blame, uncertainty, and disappointment. It's important not to keep these feelings bottled up. You need a chance to discuss them. Sometimes this is very difficult to do with a parent. You may feel that you have to choose their side, their point of view. You may feel that this makes you betray the other parent. You may feel too angry with your parents to be able to calmly express what you want to say. An outside ear. This is when you may find it easier to talk to an outsider, someone who is trained to carefully listen, someone who won't take sides, someone who won't be hurt by what you have to say. School, including Seasons for Growth or Rainbow's Bereavement. GP, your doctor. Childline, which is childline.org.uk. youngminds.org.uk. NSPCC at nspcc.org.uk. kidshealth.org. gingerbread.org.uk, and many more. The key messages are: you're not to blame. You are loved. It's not about you, but it does affect you. There are no bad questions. There is no wrong way to feel. Make a list of what you want to ask about before you see them. You do not have to discuss the meeting with anyone else, including a parent. You do not have to take sides. All change is difficult, but it doesn't have to be bad.
Things that don't help. Playing one parent off against the other. The blame game. Taking it out on friends or enemies. Kicking off in school. Refusing to talk. Practical issues. One of the biggest concerns for young people is what might happen next. In divorce, the courts will help to ensure a good and fair process for everyone within the family, although some of the members may not agree with this. They help to decide on money matters, including settling who owns what from the marriage and how the children will be supported financially in the future, who the children live with. Young people should have a say in this. Access arrangements for the other parent to see the children regularly. When the marriage will end and why. How to help the grieving process. It's okay to feel exactly how you are feeling. No one grieves in exactly the same way as someone else. How long will I feel like this? There is no specific timescale for feelings. However, the old saying is indeed true: time heals, and these feelings will eventually pass. Speak with others. Sometimes you do not want to talk with relatives because you're concerned that you might upset them more. This is usually untrue, and others who mourn want to talk about their loss. However, it's sometimes easier to talk with friends or a member of staff at school. You might even consider speaking with a trained counsellor. Try to get out walking, exercising, or doing some other activity. Celebrate memories and be thankful for the time you had together, remembering that you will be making new memories in the future. What the different religions say about divorce. Some Christian religions are against divorce and believe that what God has put together, let no man put asunder or break apart. Other Christian groups allow for divorce. In Islam, divorce is allowed where marital harmony cannot be attained. In Buddhism, the concept of marriage is a legal rather than a spiritual one, and so there is no opinion about divorce. In Hinduism, divorce can occur if there is a state of hatred or violence. In Judaism, again, divorce is accepted as a fact of life, albeit an undesirable one. Shalom Bayit, domestic harmony, suggests that it is better to divorce than to remain together in bitterness and hatred. In Sikhism, views are varied regarding divorce.